Guildford Flames were the opponent this year, 2019, against the Belfast Giants. Leading into that game for back-to-back championships of the Challenge Cup in Cardiff. It was always going to be a difficult year. Everybody wants to beat the champions, and that year itself, we've got three guys who played in that championship win against the Guildford Flames. The first guy we're going to bring on ended up scoring in the game. Played one season in Belfast, was absolutely outstanding the whole year. Ex-NHL player. Delighted to welcome back Patrick Dwyer.
Hey, Simon.
Hey, Paddy, how's it going?
Good. All good over here.
Yeah, you're keeping well in the family and obviously and doing a little bit of coaching yourself in North America.
Yeah, family's been great. We've been doing well. Obviously, it's nice to be back playing and stuff over here. So it's good to be in a little bit of a normal routine for us. Enjoying
your retirement from playing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that itch ever goes away, right? Like it's a great thing to play, but I was fortunate to get into a transition into coaching, kind of to stay in the game and to keep those competitive juices flowing. So it's a good way to keep active.
Well, if you're still active, you never know. You might get a call for next season for back in Belfast again. I'll keep in Kiefer's ear. The next guy I want to bring in again, one season in Belfast, scored 39 goals. He started out with the Challenge Cup, scoring more or less every week, and every opponent he was up against. And one of the guys that was brilliant in the locker room. Everybody really loved his infectiousness, and delighted to welcome Kyle Baun.
Hey, Simon.
Hey, Bonner, how's it going?
I'm pretty good. Yourself?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Whereabouts are you in North America at the minute?
So I actually just got to the States about a month ago, down in Florida, at the moment for the next 2 weeks.
They haven't heard of COVID in Florida, have
they? No, they really haven't. Different mindset down here.
And it's obviously the weather's a lot better than what it is in Belfast right now.
Yeah, so that from that standpoint, I've been appreciative. I think it's in the 30s, sunny, so can't complain with that.
I think we hit 13 today. It was great. And the sun was out a little bit, but
that's not too bad for Belfast.
It's not too bad at all. Our third guest tonight, a guy that, let's just say, stood in his head all season. One of the biggest characters we've ever had, literally. In height and in the way he got on as well. And he was just absolutely outstanding all season. And he's the backstop of the Belfast Giants. And I'm honestly really looking forward to speaking to Tyler Beskorowany again.
Getchy, how are things?
I'm good, Besko. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks.
You're since you left Belfast, you become a daddy. How's things going for your little son?
Yeah, it's life's changed a little bit, I guess you can say. He's 9 months old now, and he's busy. He's crawling around like crazy. So, got to keep an eye on him at all times right now.
He's at the age where you're trying to get him to stand up, and literally within a month of him standing up, you'll want him to sit down.
No, I'm already pushing him over on purpose. I don't want him to stand up.
Perfect. Well, guys, listen, I want to take you back to that Challenge Cup final. The season itself, that's probably another conversation, which we'll have down the line. But that game against Guildford was, you knew going into the game itself, Paddy, that it was going to be a tough game. The games against Guildford that year were all, bar one, I think it was all 1-goal games. And probably the main part of it for their success was their special teams, but you knew you were going to be up against it.
Yeah, like you said, Guildford played us tough all year. Every time we played them, it was a tough game. And like you mentioned, their special team, especially their power play, really drove that team, I felt. So we knew it was going to be a tough game. We knew it was probably going to come down to some sort of special teams battle in essence. And you saw that in the 2 regulation goals or both power play goals. But no, it was a team that I think for the most part was probably the best matched up against our personnel within the league that year. And we knew it was going to be a battle, but we knew, we beat them all year long. So we knew we had the upper hand in it. So it was good.
Bonner, you seem to score, for fun in the Challenge Cup. I think it was 12 goals. You got that season in the Challenge Cup, and obviously, throughout the it's one of those things where you're probably not used to it in North America, leading through, different group stages of you're playing against the Scottish teams, and then we picked up Dundee again, wiped the slate with Dundee 8-0, I think it was, in the away game. And then again, the Glasgow Clan. But heading into that game against the Guildford Flames, you just knew that it was going to be a tough ask. And in a one-off game, it's anybody's game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like that's really the unique part about the English League. And so, I mean, kind of to what you and Patty were both saying, anything can really happen. And Guildford had played us so tight all year, 1-goal games back and forth. So, yeah, I mean, I think everyone was kind of at their best. I think there's almost a bit more nerves when you play just in the one. It's like an all or nothing game. So yeah, I think the game was kind of slow, which is probably why it was also a little bit low scoring. But then, yeah, I mean, we stuck with it. I think it really could have gone any way, but to Patty's point, our personnel matched up well against them, and we ended up on the right side of the outcome.
Besko, the first period, again, it was really, really quick from memory. I think it was 28 minutes. The period lasted in total. It just was, end-to-end play. They had a couple of really good opportunities early on, and obviously the man in net for us, yourself, you played outstanding that first period.
Yeah, I knew coming into that game that all I had to do was outduel the goalie on the other side, and so they had I believe 2 goalies that year with was it Fullerton and Carosi. So yeah. Whoever it was in net, I just knew that I had to show up and outduel them. And yeah, the first period it flew by, it felt like, and it just making those timely saves gave our team a chance to win the game. And they did bring the pressure early on, I felt, and just like I said, making those timely saves early on, I think it gave our team that confidence and maybe the bus legs out and the nerves a little bit and be able to perform.
Paddy, we got a power play opportunity at the end of the first period. Heading into the second, 31 seconds, I think it was in the second period, you managed to get the go-ahead goal. What do you remember about that?
Yeah, well, first of all, our power play, we were fortunate. We had 2 really good units that year and 2 units that were together all year. So the familiarity within those units was great, and we were clicking. And, it was kind of 5-headed snake on our power play. We had 5 options that we could beat you. And, if they took away one, we'd find another option. And that's just kind of what happened in that was they adjusted a little bit onto what they were doing and was giving up center ice. So they kind of took away my options on the half wall, but they gave me the ability to cut to the middle. And it's just kind of one of those, you take what they give you, and was fortunate enough to hit the bar and go in rather than to hit the bar and come out.
You can see everything in front of you at that stage. And obviously, getting the first goal, getting that go-ahead goal in any game is vital.
Yeah, for sure.
You hear me, Besko?
Yeah, gotcha. Getting that first goal definitely helps. Like I said, with the nerves and everything, right? And it gives me a bit more confidence. A little bit of leeway, knowing that we have that 1 goal advantage. And if I were to make a mistake, well, it's not. It's not a goal that puts us out, and we're still in the game. And so. I think it gives the whole team that confidence that we needed to move forward.
And Bonner, again, getting that go-ahead goal at the start of the second period, you knew you were going to get a kickback against the Guildford Flames, and it just so happens that they did come back into the game. They scored a power play marker to 36-38, and again, one of those things where we talked about before, they're really good on the power play.
Yeah, so first off, I think Patty actually looked me off on that his shot there. But I was watching the highlight reel, and I thought I saw him. But credit to him. If he's going to look me off, he better score. But, yeah, no, Guildford definitely came back, and you knew they would. But I think at the same time, us getting that confidence and then also having the ability to settle into the game was good for us. And when they came back and scored on their power play, which we were expecting them to be successful on the special team. So it wasn't – I don't think it rocked us too bad, and we just kept trending in the right direction after that, and weren't too rocked by that goal.
Yeah, Besko, what do you remember about their only goal of the game? And obviously, it was on the power play, and Crooks just snuck one low glove side, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a load of high pass, and I remember being pissed off that I let a goal go in on the ice, and it was one of those things where you feel like you're in the right position, and it's just one of those goals that squeezes by you, and but again, it's one of those things that you gotta have short-term memory with and bounce back quick, because they're gonna come, they're gonna keep coming, especially with that momentum.
Bonner, you touched on there that we sort of had their number during the game itself. That you didn't feel that they were getting on top of us at any time. That third period, both teams had opportunities to get a winner or get another goal, but going into overtime and making it 5-on-5 overtime instead of 3-on-3. What was said in the dressing room in between the third and overtime?
I think the guys just kind of stayed level-headed, or reiterated that we should stay level-headed, keep doing what we're doing, get pucks to the net, don't try and overcomplicate it. And at the end of the day, it's just another game of hockey, so you didn't want to really freak out about going into this all or nothing situation. So I think it was just kind of stay calm and catch your breath, and let's just go out there, keep doing what we're doing. We knew we had Besko back there to have our back, so as long as we didn't give up anything major, things were going to go our way, and ultimately they did.
And one of the big talking points of the game itself was about 3 or 4 minutes to go in the third period. Besko, accurate. We all know he's got a strong shot from the point, but Boxy, went down on the ice and took one for the team for that game itself, and he left the ice pretty quick after that. But what do you remember about that?
I just remember seeing Accurate wind up, and I tried to challenge as much as I can, because at times that thing comes in as a blur. So and then I just see Boxy go down and block when I want to say with his behind there. So it was to be able to sacrifice your body like that. I think it just goes to show what kind of dedication our entire team had that year, and what everybody was willing to do for one another, right? So it was just huge to see that, and I think that again with the momentum pushed our team that much farther and helped us out that much more.
Paddy, you have character guys like Boxy on your team. You play with a lot of guys like that, who sacrifice their bodies all the time, and when they're going down to block a shot with minutes left in the game, you're on the bench. What sort of buzz does that give you guys on the bench?
Well, it gives you a jolt, absolutely. You look for guys to impact the game. Whether you're a top end guy impacting on the score sheet, or maybe a bottom end guy impacting the game, and that's what Boxy did, right? And like Besko touched on is we had a group of guys from top to bottom that impact hockey games, and it's huge when you see guys willing to do that. That now guys that are supposed to impact it on the score sheet and on that side get jacked up, and you love to see a guy like that lay his body on the line, and everybody gets jacked up and ready to go. And you can hear it in the video. Guys are banging their sticks on the glass, banging their sticks on the boards, cheering. It just gives you that little jolt that, like, all right, boys, he's doing it. Now we got to get into the fight too.
So Boxy goes down, but again, we talked about before we come on here, there was a block from yourself about 3 or 4 minutes beforehand from Accurate again, but nobody's talking about that one.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. Like you know what I mean. It's from top to bottom. Guys are doing things to impact the game, and maybe the fact that I scored earlier in the game, but Boxy lays out is something. But at the end of the day, there's probably 10 or 15 other clips, blocks, guys getting in lanes, guys making an impact on the game that don't get talked about, and it's great to see him. And I think it kind of emphasizes what we did through the course of the season as a team, was we laid our body on the line, right? So it kind of fits the narrative of what we were as a team that year.
So we're going into OT. Besko, there was a moment, just about 2 minutes in the OT where you sort of do a 360 in your crease. You don't know where the puck is. You managed to, with your glove arm, to bat it away. Firstly, talk us about that, and then your thought process when Ben Davies is breaking down the right side and gets a big shot on just before we get that winner.
Yeah, I just remember getting bumped in by one of the forwards and our defenseman, and I got turned around, and I knew that I just had to get as big as I can and cover as much net as I could in case I got hit with the puck. And I was fortunate enough to the puck didn't go in the net because there may have been a bit of controversy there with goalie interference or somebody wouldn't have been that happy anyways. And then having Ben Davies come down, I knew he's a good little player, right? A good little GB player, and that shot low blocker. It was just a good read, I guess you could say, and made the save, and we went down the other way and was fortunate enough to put the puck in the net.
So Bonner, again, I can't remember if you were just changing up or if you were on the bench at this stage, but Besko makes that save. We break the other way. Dustin Johnner dumps the puck in on Carosi. He gloves it down the app, and then Johnner makes a great play. Just gets straight in on the forecheck, manages to win that puck off app, and throws it out front for Smoke. You're standing on the bench, you get an OT winner and a one-off game. What are you thinking?
I think I was just catching my breath, so I don't even remember. I remember sitting down when it all happened, so I didn't actually get to see it live. But obviously the reaction on the bench was surreal, to say the least. So naturally you get a jolt of energy and you go out there and celebrate with your teammates. But I must say, it's a bit of a unique feeling. Traditionally, hockey is you play for the one championship in the year, and after that, your season's over. And we knew we had a lot more on our plate afterwards. So it was different celebrating mid-season like that. But I would say it was well earned. Playing that Challenge Cup or all those games definitely adds quite a bit to your schedule that not every team has to face. So it's really rewarding to come out on the other side successful, and then also repeat it was correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we repeated that as well. So that was also awesome. And so it was just a really surreal feeling. And it couldn't be with a better group of guys, as Patty and Besko were both saying. Guys really sold out, and I thought it was a very well-deserved championship.
Patty, you're obviously coming at this stage. You're coming towards the end of your playing career. You pick up that championship with in Cardiff, and then obviously you go on to win the league in different circumstances. You're not even on the ice, but what sort of thing? How does that feel to you? Obviously, with having your family and stuff there as well.
Yeah, like Bonner said, it was a little different, being that we still had a good chunk of the season left. But it was great for me. I was blessed with the storied career and everything. But the one thing I didn't have along the lines of it was a championship. So it was something that we talked about when we wanted to go into Belfast was an opportunity to go win one in the career on a high note and a good note. And I don't think it could have gone much better unless we would have got the third part of that crown. But I think, like Bonner touched on, I think it was big in the fact that winning that championship mid-season kind of rejuvenated the team into that final push, because at that point we were chasing Cardiff. A lot of people had written Cardiff getting caught off. No one thought they were going to be there. And we had that little bit of juice going into that where we kind of rejuvenated ourselves into that final push for the league.
And Besko, and obviously I want to touch on, you've got I remember watching the GoPro from behind the net after the win, obviously, and you seem to certainly enjoy that goal going in.
Yeah, it just felt like there was a huge weight lifted off our shoulders, and seeing that puck go in and the relief of knowing that you just won a championship with that group of guys, a jump of joy, I guess you can say. It was an awesome time, and then skating to that pile, and I just remember I didn't take any of my gear off, and Murph was asking me what was wrong with me and why I still had my helmet on, and actually I think it was Murph the one who ripped off my helmet for me. So no, it was a special moment for sure.
And obviously everybody just seen the coverage from, I can't remember what one of the boys that took the coverage phone, wear a mobile phone, for you banging the drum in the dressing room, but don't want to go into too much detail for what happened after that. But again, you certainly did enjoy that one, picking up that championship in Cardiff.
Yeah, for sure. The drum, I don't really know where the drum came from. I knew we had taken it with us because the fans couldn't take it on the flight or whatever it was. So I just remember seeing it there in the dressing room. So I just threw it on and started banging the drum, and then I guess they were telling us that we were, some of the guys should go celebrate with the fans on the other side as well. So I said, okay, I'll skate over, and I'm not sure if I had the drum with me then or not, but just being with the fans and being in half gear, in the stands and in the stairs. I didn't even get up top to see the rest of the fans, and everybody was just kind of coming down, trying to take pictures with me and whatnot. And it was good. It was special for sure.
Do any of you remember when you're coming back into Belfast on the flight and the fans had gathered at Belfast City Airport? Bonner, do you remember coming off that plane? I know you celebrated pretty hard that night.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely was feeling it the next day. But no, I mean, one of the best things about Belfast is the fans and the support for a Northern Ireland or hockey not being a traditional sport in Northern Ireland. They've really rallied around the team, and as a player, you love that. I mean, I think that's probably one of the biggest things missing from professional sports this year is not having the fans around, which Patty and Besko could definitely speak to more so. But yeah, coming back off the plane, definitely didn't expect that. As soon as we landed, guys sort of started kind of mentioning that was kind of the tradition. So it was a really cool experience for sure. I'd never been a part of something like that.
And obviously, when we get to that Challenge Cup final, we managed to get the win. We're disappointed with the Continental Cup a month beforehand in Belfast. You pick up the league trophy, and obviously you lose out, unfortunately, to the Cardiff Devils in the playoff final. But as a whole, Paddy, being so close, obviously missing out on the Continental Cup with penalty shots, and the late winner by Cardiff Devils, but getting so close to 4 trophies was a fantastic achievement for that group.
Yeah, it was great, and we pushed along through it. Like it's easy to lose that Continental Cup and kind of deflate off it, but to be honest with you, I don't think anybody thought we were going to really make any noise in that tournament anyway. So to be right there, I think was huge for us in the confidence of it. To see the fans behind us. We talked about the fans at the airport and everything, but you talk about the fans at that last game was, amazing. And that's another complete story. When Johnner scored that tying goal, the roof almost blew off that place. So we knew we had the fans behind us, and it was going to be great. And we made that final push, and fortunately for us, we ended up winning the league, and we still had a game at home that we were able to celebrate it with the fans and get pictures and stuff like that. So I think for the most part, we did only win 2 of the 4, but I think we were right there in that hunt for all 4 of them. And I think we bought 4 bottles of whiskey when we went to Jameson at the beginning of the year, and I think at the end of the year we decided that although we didn't win all 4 of them, we sat down as a team and celebrated with the 4 bottles because of what a great year it turned out to be for us.
Just hearing you say that about Johnner's goal in the Continental Cup, it genuinely still gives me a bit of a shiver. That you touched on how loud that building was. I'm obviously commentating like a lunatic, and I've got the headphones and stuff on, and even that. If you ask any Belfast Giants fan who's been around for the 20 years, that moment itself was the loudest that barn has ever been. And Besko, again, you had a bird's eye view from that whole thing.
Yeah, that was a tough game. You know, they had a good team over there, and to be able to accomplish what we did that year, with the Continental Cup and the Challenge Cup and everything, finished second in the two championships, and then finished first in the other ones. It just goes to show how good of a team we actually were to be able to compete with teams throughout Europe at that point, right? And then in our league as well. And I think we probably could have done a little better. We could have gotten those other two, but you know what? Just to be able to say that we are champions at the end of the day, it's something that no one can ever take away from us.
Well, for three guys that only played 1 year in Belfast and picking up 2 trophies each, I think you did all right. Gents, listen, I really appreciate your time. Thanks very much for joining us. I don't know if all three of you have officially retired. I think Patty, I think you're done. You're obviously picking up the coaching side of things. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm officially retired. Papers filed. 2 years into the coaching side of things. So I think at this point, I'm too far gone to get back on the playing side.
Besko, have you officially retired yet?
Not officially. We'll call it unofficially. I would still, I still like to win a championship from the ice surface there. I've aside from the Challenge Cup, last year again we won from the bar again. So 2 regular season wins and both from the bar side. So it'd be nice to lift that trophy from the ice too at some point. But no, there's a lot of hurdles that need to be that I need to go over to come back and play. But I haven't totally retired yet. We'll call it.
This is probably the best part of this whole interview, and I'll have to make a note there for Kiefer. Bonner, what's the story of you, Bonner? What's happening with hockey for your side of things?
It's a good question.
Paddy's above you there, just asking to bring you on.
Yeah, you looking for an assistant coach, Patty? Sounds like you guys need some over there.
Yeah, I would love to, but that's above my pay grade.
No, I mean, I would like to continue playing. I had intentions on playing this year. Nothing really came across my plate that was really I don't want to say worthwhile, but just I had another opportunity to finish up my undergrad, and so I chose that path. I've been coaching like younger kids and stuff like that. Still in shape. Haven't closed the door on hockey just yet, but yeah, I mean it'll be an interesting summer to see what kind of happens. Hopefully the vaccinations can provide some more clarity as far as what the next season will look like from a hockey perspective, and if the stars align, definitely could suit up again, but also don't want to make any promises.
It's okay. Sorry, I've already wrote your name down as well for Kiefer.
I saw you there.
Gents, listen, I really appreciate your time. Thanks for taking us a trip down the not-so-distant memory lane. And I hope you take care of yourselves. And you never know, hopefully we'll see you back in Belfast soon.
All right, thanks a lot, Kitchy.
Thanks, Kitchy. It was good to talk to you.